everyone, and welcome to Tuesday Tea with Cinnamon. Alright, today, welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your tea host slash mail host today, Jennifer. Usually I'm a yarn host. We will show yarn later in the week. Never you fear. I am making my tea. This is one of my favorite teas, and I actually haven't had it in a while. I have had it in the cabinet. I have not made myself a nice cup of sweet rhubarb tea in some time. This is Taylor's of Harrogate Sweet Rhubarb Fruit Flavored Infusion. I don't have the box because the box was taking up too much room. I will link this on Amazon if I can find it. It is also available on taylorsofharrogate.com, but oftentimes I will link it to Amazon because more people have access to Amazon. And I'm actually double bagging it. I'm putting 2 bags in my measuring cup because I'm going to put it over some ice. And I put a little bit of Splenda in there because I just want a little bit of sweetness added to it. Not a lot. Hi, can you close my door? Thank you. Pull. Thank you. My mood is kind of low today. Little man is very much feeling the same way as his mommy. I swear, sometimes me and that kid are so in sync. I can feel what he's feeling. He can feel what I'm feeling. I think we're tired because I want to take my glasses off because I'm getting a little bit of a headache. If you guys recall, I got Happy Meal. We're going to share that too, which is going to make us laugh and giggle and have a good time because it's special Happy Meal and there's stories behind it. This weekend, I told you guys yesterday that little man, that my niece Hermione bought wrestling tickets for her and little man to go see WWE Sunday Slammer or Stunner or something or another. I'm not particularly into wrestling. My dad was super into wrestling. He had the best time ever. Oh my god. He woke up yesterday morning. It was Sunday morning. It was Sunday morning. He woke up Sunday morning and he was just like, oh my god, I get to go to a night event, because he's only been to like daytime events that kind of let out in the evening what started at dark, but not like full-on night events. Like, he's never been to a concert. He's never been to anything that starts at 7 or 8 o'clock. And he's so excited. He runs into his sister's room. He's like, Juju, I'm going to a night event tonight. I'm so excited. It's my first time. He's just excited. So we made sure, because it was in Charlottesville, which is nowhere near my house. And in order to get them over there, I gotta drive over the mountains, pick up my niece at college, drive them over to Charlottesville, because that's where the event is. So me and Mr. Sin were like, okay, we're gonna do that. But because the event doesn't get out till 11, we're gonna have to rent a hotel, which we did. And I'm just letting my tea steep in my coffee. It's not a coffee cup. That's a measuring cup. One of my 12 measuring cups that no longer has measures on it. So really, it's just a pouring cup. We rented a hotel so that we could pick the kids up when the event was over, stay the night, sleep a little bit, and then drive her back to college and then come home. Little man missed school. It was all a good plan. It was fun. I'm exhausted. Couple reasons. I sleep on a foam wedge pillow because I have arthritis in my back. And I also have a memory foam mattress. So whenever we go out of town, I suffer. Because my back acts up. My tailbone specifically acts up. My neck acts up. My arms don't like being on a hard mattress. And these mattresses in the hotel were like rocks. It was like sleeping on the floor. And I forgot to bring my wedge pillow. So, you know, hotel pillows suck. They are like so like flimsy. I'm gonna turn my light down a little bit. My eyes and my head are bothering me a lot lately. I think I need to get my eyeglasses adjusted. Because my diabetes is now completely under control. So now my eyes are like, okay, well, maybe the glasses are too strong. And then maybe I'm having all kinds of problems with my eyeballs. I have an appointment next month to get a diabetic check on them. So I'm not worried about it too much. I got my cup of ice ready for when that is ready. Anyway, so I didn't sleep real well. I'm exhausted. Hang on, little man's crying. Now what's going on?
I went to an event yesterday.
Yeah? What kind of event did you go to?
Wrestling.
Wrestling? What kind of wrestling?
WWE.
What? Who was there?
AJ Styles. Cody Rhodes. Finn Balor.
Was the girl Hermione likes there?
No.
No. Who was wrestling who? I have a question for you that the cinnamon buns really want to know.
What?
Did you cuss at anybody?
No.
Would you tell me if you did?
Yeah.
You're lying. You got your lie face on.
No.
No? Remember Mommy told you could cuss at people. Did you yell at anybody?
Yeah.
Who did you yell at?
Finn Balor.
You know, like Vin, is it Vin Balor?
Finn.
Finn?
Yeah.
What's his last name?
Balor.
With a B?
Yeah.
Finn what kind of name is that? Was the Miz there?
No.
I hate the Miz. I can't stand that guy. He used to be on a show called, I think it was The Real World on MTV. So he was just a reality dork. And he used to party and stuff. And Mommy saw him long time ago. And then he was on an episode of Ghost Hunters. You remember that show Ghost Hunters with Jay and Grant? And he was on that. I think it was their Halloween special. And he was ghost hunting. But really the girl he was with was so busy fangirling over him. She wasn't actually ghost hunting. And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, oh my God, it's the Miz! You feel better now?
Yeah.
Why were you crying?
Because I missed the event so much.
It's hard to come home from events, huh? I get it. I understand. And we're a little bit bored. And we have extra energy in our body. And we don't really know what to do with it. Yeah, and you look like you have a mosquito bite on your face. You feel better? Do you want a snack? Your Pringles are still in the cabinet.
I know.
Do you want those? What did we go buy you at the gas station that you want to try to cheer you up to make you feel better?
Coffee.
What kind of coffee?
Cappuccino.
A frozen cappuccino, but what flavor was it?
Vanilla.
That was not vanilla.
Yeah.
That looked like there was cookies in it.
Yeah, there was.
But what flavor was it?
Vanilla cookies and cream.
What? Was it delicious?
Yeah.
Did it make you feel better?
Yeah.
Yeah. I coughed on you. Germs. Did you want to thank... You didn't bring in your postcard.
Oh.
I think it was from Sarah, right?
Yep.
Because Mommy got one too. Did you want to thank Sarah for sending you your cool... This is not his, but Sarah sent me and Little Man postcards from... Where does that say?
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, which is in...
Scotland.
Scotland. Scotland. I don't know how to say it in an accent. That would be cool if I could speak Scottish, huh? Mommy likes accents. So we got a postcard. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. It's from our friend Sarah. You know what I think of when I think of the name Sarah?
What?
Sarah. What movie is that?
I don't know.
Think about it as a big hairy guy. Sarah friend. What movie is that?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. It's one of me and Juju's favorite movies.
Beetlejuice?
No. Her name wasn't Sarah. And he calls out for the rocks and he goes, oh, Ludo. Labyrinth? Come on.
Oh.
You gotta know Labyrinth.
I know what it is.
Jareth is your real daddy.
No.
Oh, he's not. Leave that alone. That's very hot. All right. All the dogs came in. There's Oreo. You see her? Oreo! Bentley and Scarlett are going in my yarn. Get out of my yarn bag. Get. Go. Out, out. Out.
Thank you.
Out, out. Are you done?
No.
Go see what Daddy's doing.
He's mowing the lawn.
He's not mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
I don't hear the lawnmower, and I didn't hear the garage open. Baby, Mommy will be done in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
Alright, go get your Pringles, get a snack. There's also, I think you have some of those Oreo dippers in there still.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
If you feel sad again, go give Juju a big hug because she hates that, and it'll make you laugh. Alright. He was sitting at the kitchen table, head getting lower and lower and lower, and I looked at him and I realized he was crying. Do you want to show that? Do you want to show it?
Yeah.
Now you have to tell these people how spoiled you are and how much money your cousin likes to spend on you. Because Mommy would never bought that.
I got this from the WWE gift shop. I bought this. This is a match that they have.
Hold it up again.
It's a popular one, and what they do is they have to wrestle, but if it's in a ladder match, they have to grab the ladder once they feel like it, and then climb the ladder.
Does this have actual keys to it?
Yeah, it's inside. And then they have to grab the briefcase, and then there's a contract, and they can cash in anytime.
And that was expensive, and Hermione bought it for you because she wanted you to have a really good night.
And I'm spoiled. And this was $100. And I bought this shirt.
Your cousin bought you that shirt.
My cousin bought me this.
Hold it up so they can see. Now show the back, which I think is hilarious that she bought this. It says, "Claim your kingdom, Nightmare Family," which I just think is hilarious because, you know, you guys know. You guys know. So, and then, what did Mommy get you as a surprise? Which was way cheaper than what she paid for that thing.
A belt.
Yep. We got that on Amazon and it fits him and everything. And now you can be the World Wrestling, whatever it is, champ, and you can put it on your shoulder like all those guys. You can put your arm in. Or you can wear it on your belly. Papa would have loved to have one of those when he was younger, you know that?
Yep.
He would have wore it on his head like a crown. Alright. Now let Mama get down to business. I'm going to show my tea. And I'm going to show my postcard from Debbie.
Okay.
Alright, I love you. Can you pull that real tight so the dog can't get in again?
Yep.
I got a postcard from Debbie. You guys know Debbie. Debbie sends me mail all the time. It says, "You have been assigned this mountain to show others it can be moved." And I need to put my glasses back on because blurry city. And then she says, "Hi Jen, you are killing it. Moving all those mountains. You inspire me so much, Debbie." And she always puts like all these fantastic little stickers on there. And sometimes she sends me stickers, which I have stickers on my desk from Debbie. So thank you for the postcards. I get so excited when I get postcards from around the world because I told you guys that I'm going to put this over ice because I really think it's done steeping. It's been longer than 10 minutes. Well, and of course I dripped it. Of course. I mean, why would I not pour it on my carpet? Now we're going to sit and let that cool off a little bit. We'll give that a little taste in a minute. I think I only spilled like a drop. Ow. What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, postcards. Little man, I told him, like, we got those postcards several days ago, but I have not had time to get, I don't live anywhere near my post office. So I had to go, it's a drive to get there, and it's a drive through really terrible traffic. And we've had some business meetings we've had to deal with, and like going out of town for this wrestling thing. I have not had time to get over to the post office to get the postcards. And I was like, you know, the postcards ain't going anywhere. But he was like chomping at the bit to get to the post office. He's like, I want to go to the post office to get my postcard. Because it scans it and shows us what the mail is that's coming in. That needs way more ice, but it's really good. And this has been one of my favorite teas for a long time. I don't remember what's in it. Except it's sweet rhubarb flavored. And it's got a mild sweetness on its own. So if you add just a little bit of a sweetener to it, honey is fantastic in this, but I don't allow myself honey right now. I just put a little bit of Splenda in there, or monk fruit, which I am all out of monk fruit powder. And I think I still have monk fruit drops in the refrigerator because they go forever. Like, it takes a couple drops to season your food. And that little jar will last like a lifetime, because I'm not a big sweet eater anyway. The reason I have diabetes is because I love carbohydrates. Let's be real. My brain keeps turning off. I apologize. There is a lot in my head. Oops. And my brain is like, okay, like, focus. What? It keeps changing the channel on me, and I don't have the remote. All right, let's get to Happy Mail. Since I'm having a hard time focusing, I do apologize for that. It's just one of those things with my brain. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. This was sent to me. It came from Toronto. There is not a gift receipt with this, so I don't know who to thank. This came from Sweet Emotion Vintage in Kitchener, Ontario, Ohio. Don't know who sent this. I'm familiar with Kitchener because I know a couple people that are from that region. But I don't know who sent this to me. And here's their card. I know nothing of this company, but she's apparently a treasure hunter, Miss Emily Bell. And then in the box, she put some Ninja Turtle stickers, which I'm totally going to give to Little Man because I just think he will like that. And then this card was in the bottom. And it says, Jennifer Lopez, Ricky Martin, and Shakira were just some of the artists who were part of the musical movement. Of what musical movement of the 90s? So it's trivia. And the musical movement of the 90s they were part of was the Latin explosion. Now, what was in this box, you might ask? I know exactly who this is. I was sent several emails linking me to listings of her. And this is Norma Jean. This is the small 90s version of the doll that I had when I was little. And I told the whole story about my Cabbage Patch dolls and my Barbies and my godmother, Helen. And you guys really, this is really cute and funny because I adore her. I don't think I have any pictures of my Cabbage Patch dolls. I don't think I know that there is a picture of my Barbie collection somewhere. And I think it's in my memento box that Mr. Cinnamon made me. She is the 90s version of my doll. My doll was the 80s version. But this is Norma Jean. Norma Jean. And she was born August 21st, which I believe is one of Mr. Cinnamon's relatives' birthday. Actually, I think his mother is the 28th. I think Mr. Cinnamon's mother's birthday is August 28th, but she had little rubber bands right here in her hair, and they have disintegrated, and they're like falling out. But, I mean, that's an easy fix because those are the little tiny rubber bands from like the Dollar Tree. So, she's so stinking cute. So, I opened this box, and it does not tell me who bought this for me. It's just, it was sent to me. So, whoever hunted out Norma Jean for me and sent her to me from Canada, thank you so very much. I adore her. We kind of look like twinsies, except her hair's yellow. With our little glasses, except her eyes are blue like Juju's, and my eyes are hazel. They're brown hazel. They turn between brown and green. I have really unusual colored eyes, and if I'm sick, they turn really green, which is crazy because when my dad was dying, his eyes were hazel, but his eyes were blue-green hazel, and so when he was dying, his eyes turned green, and I had never seen them that color in my entire life. Strange, I know. I don't know why that made me think of that. This tea is delicious. I highly recommend the sweet rhubarb. It tastes strawberry-ish to me, even though it's not. But strawberry and rhubarb do go very well together. And like I said, I don't remember what else is in this tea. I grew up loving rhubarb, but I ate rhubarb raw with salt, and I still to this day will eat rhubarb raw with salt. I soak it in water for a day to get like some of the sourness out. But yeah, I love rhubarb so much, and this tea is so good. I love a good red tea. I don't know why, there's something about it. Okay, so anyway, little Miss Norma Jean is gonna stay in here and she's gonna join my shelf, but I also got more Happy Mail. Now, before I show you this Happy Mail, this has happened to me more times than I can count since opening this channel. I mentioned something in a video, like Norma Jean, and several of you will get the idea to send me something, and very often I will get doubles or duplicates, or sometimes I have gotten triples of something. That has occurred. Of course, Juju's calling me. Hang on. I tell you what, today is a day. Bentley was in the backyard, and there is a new stranger outside weed whacking the people next door's yard. Not the people, the dogs, the wild grandkids and all that stuff. It's my other next door neighbors. They hired somebody to do their yard, which is weird because they've never hired anybody to do their yard before. Usually, because they have they're the neighbors I told you about that has an elderly mom that lives with them, and she has either Alzheimer's or dementia or something, and she showed up at my door at 4 in the morning because she was lost. He's, I want to say late 50s or 60s maybe, and it literally takes him 3 or 4 days. They have the same size yard as us, and actually their yard comes to a point further past our yard, and so his yard might actually be bigger than ours, and they let the grass grow till it's like up to his knees, and then it takes him 3-4 days to mow the grass, which I don't care about none of that because I don't mind snakes and all that stuff being in the yard, because that's what happens when the grass grows too long. We get snakes. I'm not worried about it. The snakes tend to stay out of my yard because of the dogs, but I also don't, as long as it's not a venomous snake, I will go out there and grab them and move them to a different location. So to me, it's not a big deal. I'm not scared of snakes. So there's a new guy out there weed whacking that the dogs are unfamiliar with, and Scarlett was at the fence and the weed whacker nicked her, and Bentley is raising hell at the fence. He's trying to get the guy because he hurt his sister, and so I had to go. The second I opened the back door and said, Bentley, he came bolting up from the back of the yard because he knows that mommy always has treats. So I have started this new game with him to get him to come in when he's called, is I get him up on the porch with the bribery of a snack, and then I throw it down the hallway in the house, and he runs after it, and he gets rewarded for coming in the house. So I had to go rescue the dogs. They don't listen to Juju very well. Anyway, back to Norma Jean. I kid you not, I opened this box and I was brought to tears because even though this is not the Norma Jean that I had growing up, she's adorable, and like I really love her. And I know that she was purchased with love, both of them as a matter of fact. But when I was opening her, I was like, okay, that is the sweetest, most thoughtful thing that you guys, that you sent, that whoever sent this, hunted down a Norma Jean to send to me, and that meant everything to me. But when I opened this box, this was not what was on top. This was actually at the bottom of the box, and this is from, where's the card? Make sure I get everybody's name right because my brain does not party this way. Isn't that cute? And this is Diane from DOG Creations. Wishing you a happy birthday. I enjoy your channel very much. At the end of a long day, I love checking in on what is going on with Cinnamon Stitch's world. I so wanted to send you a gift, and I thought you would enjoy. I hope you enjoy them because you deserve joy. Thank you for sharing your skills and talent with us and Yarn Life. Your Cinnamon Bun, Diane, DOG Creations. So there's more in the box, obviously, because what I'm telling you. But I opened the things and I was like, oh, and you'll see those because this was the last thing that came out of the box. And I was like, oh, you know, because I get excited, you know. When I pulled this out of the box, I just started laughing hysterically in the car because it's not the first time I've gotten double. And I know that this is going to be blasphemy to doll collectors everywhere, but she's coming out of this box. I don't like keeping dolls in a box. I don't. She's coming out. So we're going to have a doll unboxing. She needs to come out. Her hair is insane. Now, this Norma Jean's hair is a little bit calmed down. This one is like she got electrocuted. And apparently this version of the Norma Jean is the star of videos, and this is a special edition doll. The red from the lace looks like it is bled into her dress. I don't know how to open this. Yeah, this box has never been opened. But everybody wants Mama today? But this box does look like it has, it definitely has some wear and tear on it. But apparently this is from A Star is Born in the Patch. There's a new kid around who's the talk of town. She's friendly and cool, full of ideas, and a whiz with a tool. A singer, a builder, a filmmaker too. She's Norma Jean Becknell, the new kid at school. I don't recall this TV show, but this is from the 90s, so in the 90s, I was turned into a teenager. I wouldn't have been watching something like this anyway. Wow. Let's see if I can get this out. I don't like keeping my dolls. I have this weird thing, you guys. And some of you are not going to understand this because my imagination absolutely runs wild. You guys already know this about me. I don't know why I'm explaining this to you. The characters at Disney World are real to me. Oh, it's got a birth certificate in here. Her birth certificate is in here. I mean, that makes sense, but I forgot about that. So her name tag is the sticker. And you put her name tag right there. And the little adoption paper. This is so cute. Oh my god. The little girl in me is so happy. Yeah, her name tag is a sticker. I just laughed. I just laughed. Because I mention things in passing and sometimes I don't think about it. I'm just telling you guys stories, right? Like, I'm just telling you guys stories. I'm sharing my memories with you. And I never think like anything is going to come from it. And sometimes I forget what I say because I get rambling off at the mouth. I totally forget what I say. And sometimes people will say something in the comments and they'll say something and I'll be like, what are they talking about? Did I mention that in the video? Because I don't remember. And yes, I rewatch my videos so that I can edit them. They got her hair wired in. So I was not at all expecting Norma Jean to show up in my mail, let alone twice. And yes, I'm keeping both of them and I'm treasuring both of them. I have dolls. I mean, you guys know that I have Annie, but I have dolls that are, I think, from the 50s. I actually have a doll that was my mother's and it was given to her as I think a christening gift. So the doll is from 1956 is when she was born. And so I have a real small little baby doll from 1956 that was my mom's. It's really all I have of my mom's. And they wanted their hair to match because apparently I put her down and her hair went straight up in the air. I think that's how she's supposed to look though, because that's how she looks on the box. Those crazy hair, crazy eyes. And her rubber bands have also disintegrated. Hang on. See that? Those are rubber band shards. That's funny. So, ew, that's sticky. Gross. It turned my finger yellow. Alright, we're gonna clean her hair, obviously. I was telling Mr. Sim, I was showing these to him. And they're gonna stay together. They're gonna be little twinsies. And they're gonna probably sit down because their legs do bend. But oh my god, they're so cute and they make me so happy. They make me so happy. One of her eyes is foggy. I love her Coke bottle glasses. I just... What's up? I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, I also, when Juju was a little girl, I've always liked thrift shopping. We have always done thrift shopping like once a week. We don't do it so much anymore because there's only so much stuff you can collect over time before your house starts to look like a hoarder's house, right? And so I haven't really thrift shopped in the past several years. And when we do, it's on occasion and it's for like furniture and stuff, you know? When Juju was little, we took her and we found these little... One is a doll from... They're dolls from around the world. You know what? Let me go grab them. They're my... I did not grab my mom's doll because it is very fragile and that is more personal, whereas these are thrift store finds, and while I love them and they have really good memories for me, they're not something that was gifted to my mom because she was born, you know. Her underwear are falling down. Her shoes are falling off. They have been in my china cabinet, I think, for at least the past 8 years because these were Juju's and she played with them. And I did look them up at one time. I think I only paid a couple dollars for these at the thrift store. And at the time, these were valued at, I want to say $25 or $60. And I don't remember what the number is. Not that I care at all. But we bought these because, in case you don't know, my husband is part Mexican. My children have Mexican heritage. And while she is from Spain, she was with the Mexican version of the doll, and I had to have them both for Juju, especially since she is brown hair to blue eyes, just like Juju. Brown hair, blue eyes, naturally. I mean, she's a redhead now, but she's naturally a brunette. Can you get out of the corner, Bentley? Can you you're just gonna sit in the corner? Behind everything, he's in the corner. There's a garbage can down there. He's just in the corner. Anyway, she is missing her shoes. And these dolls, and I don't know if you know this if you don't collect dolls, but it will say on the back of their heads information about the dolls, and these are Ginny dolls. I know you guys didn't know you were going to be learning about dolls today, but it is what it is. So these were Juju's. She played with them a lot when she was real little. And I treasure them because they're kind of old. And they're beautiful. So we have brunette twinsies. And then we have 90s versions of the blonde twinsies. And they just make me so happy. They make me so happy. So these are going to go back in the china cabinet. But the little Norma Jeans, do you want to smell it? Come up here. Come on, up. Come here, smell it. He's like, I don't want to come up, but I'll smell it. What is that? It's a baby. It's a baby. Come here. Come. Billy, up. Come here. No, you're gonna lay in your bed. That's fine. You touch these, you die. You know better. Do you want to smell it though? It smells like yarn. Leave it. Good boy. We'll have to put them up high because he's way too interested in. Anyway, so aside from that, there, like I said, there's other things in the box from, is it Diane? Diane. So like I said, when I first opened it, the entire box was filled with pink peanuts. Which ironically matched my bedroom walls, or my office walls. So I'm like, okay, what is in this box? So I'm digging and I saw, well, I recognize that because I'm pretty sure I have this exact colorway. This is Koigu Yarn. And in case you don't know, Koigu is one of my favorite yarns. If I'm going to spend money on high-end yarn, it is either Wonderland Yarn, Koigu Yarns, or those are like the two I reach for first, Wonderland and Koigu. And there are a couple others that I just really like. I like Flying Goat Farms. I like Colorful Yarn. So I'm so excited. I was so excited to see these in there. And I kept reaching. Every time I would reach, I'd pull another one out. So there's 3 Koigus in here. These are a matching colorway. And I am positive that I have this colorway. I'm positive that I have this colorway. And if not, I have something that's very, very similar. But I'm pretty sure I have this colorway. And then this one, which I don't have this one. But it doesn't matter, because when you have these beautiful yarns, they can mix together, or you can like, there's never enough of one colorway, you guys know that. And not only that, like they go beautifully together. You can stripe it in. Is this not gorgeous yarn? Now Koigu is hand painted, so like they're beautiful. They suggest you to stripe them in a little bit because they are hand painted. They're hand painted on this cool machine. Like they show, I follow them on Instagram. If you're curious about Koigu, it's spelled like that. Check them out on Instagram. Follow them there. You'll learn a lot about like sales and stuff like that. That's where I follow them at. And Koigu is a company that is located in, I believe, Ontario, Canada. And then I reached in and I pulled this out, which was wrapped so perfectly, because I swear whenever I have received something fragile like this that was not in a box, it has come to me shattered. Something in the box is always shattered when I get something fragile. This was wrapped in a ton of bubble wrap, but also like heavy duty tape, and I struggled to get it open because it was wrapped so well, and then it was packed with packing peanuts surrounding it, and so I think that's why it made it here unscathed. But I kind of freaked out when I saw this. You guys know I love Disney. I love Halloween, and I already have my mantle semi-decorated with Mickey Mouse pumpkins that I got from TJ Maxx, and a Mickey Mouse, I think he's a skeleton. He's dressed as a skeleton. So this is going to go on my mantle in my living room. It's Mickey and Minnie mummies. Is this not so stinking cute? And it's musical. I collect these water balls, okay? I collect water globes. I have collected them since I was 15 years old. Actually, maybe even younger than that. I think my mom may have bought me one younger than that. My best friend in high school bought me a San Francisco Music Box Company water globe, which were $75 back then. She was my best friend in the whole world, and I absolutely adored her. And then some crazy stuff happened. I had to have charges pressed against her, but like whatever. That's another story entirely. But I love that so much. And when I saw that it was a water ball, I was like, I pulled it out and I was like, please don't be broke, please don't be broke, please don't be broke. And I pulled it out, I was like, nothing in here is wet. And I'm opening it very carefully. I'm like, please don't be broke. And I looked, I was like, it's perfect. And the glitter is like black and orange. That's the light from that's the light from the ring light. And that's so cute. That's gonna go directly on my mantle. And then I think that was all that was in this box. Let me double check. Oh, how did I miss that? There was another one, and that looks similar, but it looks darker. Let me see if it's the same color. It's the same color. Okay, this is what I mean by their yarns are hand painted. So these are the same colorway, but look at how drastically different they are. Hand painted. Now let me fish through here, make sure, because I fished through this box in the car. But also the air was on, and so packing peanuts were flying all over the car. It was hilarious. Mr. Cinnamon was like, why don't you wait till we get home? I was like, because you know I'm not waiting till we get home. And there's chapstick in here. There's chapstick in here. It's like a treasure box. Alright, I'm going to have to empty this and make sure there's nothing else in here. Yeah, I think that's it. But I'm going to empty that by hand just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. And packing peanuts are on the floor. I was like, what? Like, it's September and I'm still getting birthday presents. I can't. Classic cherry chapstick. Cherry chapstick. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I have this thing where me and Mr. Cinnamon were actually talking last night. And we're talking about past traumas and stuff. And I've been talking about my dad recently. And like sad about my dad recently because of the wrestling thing, right? And so I was talking to Mr. Cinnamon. I was like, okay, he's got childhood trauma too. And I asked him, I said, why don't these things bother you? And why can't I just let go of some of it? And he is a very, very different person than I am. He is very forgiving. He doesn't let things stick with him, or he doesn't hold on to anything. He like lets it go because he said it takes up too much energy in his body. And he's just not willing to waste the energy on being mad or hurt anymore. And I know that's not 100% true because he still is bothered by some of the stuff that happened in his childhood, but he forgives people way easier than I do. And I'm more of the cut ties, cut them out. And because if they're not here for me to look at them, I don't think about the trauma as much, or the pain, or the betrayals, or whatever. And so I cut people out. Like I burn the bridge, I set the land on fire around the bridge. I'm done and I'm done, you know. And but it's not, I'm not healing from some things. Excuse me. And I was talking to him about it. I was like, why can't I just let go of some of this crap, you know? Like not ever feeling worthy of this kind. Like I question, like, why? I know that this sounds horrible and it's sad. I'm like, why do they like me so much? Why do they spend their money on me? Why do they send me these amazing gifts? Like, and my brain is always like, no, because you don't deserve it. Because I never felt worthy growing up because of just the environment I grew up in. And at the same time, and I kid you not, I was talking about this last night. Some of the stuff, like I told him in the car today about the epiphany I had with the yarn and the Cabbage Patch dolls, and how maybe that's where my love of yarn comes from, is their hair. Because I would sit and play. I told you I had several Cabbage Patch dolls growing up. Norma Jean had braids. I had a corn silk Cabbage Patch doll. I had a bald one, which was one of the newborns. Norma Jean was my favorite, and the corn silk doll was my favorite. I don't remember her name, but she was blonde. But they were my two favorite dolls. And I would sit for hours and try to figure out how to fix yarn hair and make it prettier. And I never could, because like there's not a lot you can do with yarn when it comes to hair. I mean, you can braid it and unbraid it. And then when you unbraid it, it looks terrible. Because their hair just looks crazy, okay? And I would sit and I would play with the yarn for hours and hours. And even now, like looking at her hair and like feeling the yarn in her hair, like I feel so happy. And so I think in a lot of ways you guys are healing parts of me that have been broken for 40 years. And I think in a lot of ways you guys are sending me the healing vibes that I don't know how to heal in myself. I cry way too much on camera. And then I get really embarrassed that I'm such a crybaby. I'm just very sensitive to my emotions, and I am trying to heal all the broken parts. I am. It's not an easy journey, and anybody that's been through anything knows that. So I treasure these so much. You have no idea. And thank you. I mean, you guys, it's so funny because, like I said, I talk sometimes just to hear myself, or I talk to just, I don't even know what I'm saying sometimes. I just talk. And when you guys come back and you know things about me that Mr. Cinnamon had no idea what this was. He's like, what is that? My kids don't know who Norma Jean is. You guys do. You guys don't know why she's special to me. I mean, those rubber bands feel so gross. I can't stop picking them out of her hair. I have to, yeah. I'm gonna have to pick, they're sticky. Like, what the heck were these rubber bands made out of that they're so sticky? Yeah, I have to wash my hands. That's kind of grody. They're melted. It's just, it's also last night while I was in the hotel room. This was Sunday night. I posted a picture of myself. I finished the placemat that I showed you guys yesterday. I finished the placemat. And I was so happy because it was starting to get tedious. And I finished it, and I think it's so stinking pretty. And I'm wondering about the size, but Mr. Cinnamon had a good point. He's like, it's for a plate and a fork. Like, it's a big enough placemat. But I can always tell you guys the stitch count and tell you how to make it bigger if you want to make it bigger. But it's just not so pretty. So I was working on that, and I took a picture while we were in the hotel room last night, and I posted it in the Facebook group. And I was like, all right, guys, I want to see your projects and your face. And quite a few of you were like, yeah, no, I'm not showing my face. But then I was gone an hour from my phone, and I came back, and there was 200 responses, a lot of which had pictures of your guys' beautiful faces. And you guys see me all the time. Like, I'm always right here, but I don't get to see your faces. And I cannot tell you how happy I was looking at all of you. And I was like, I'm scrolling through, and I had the biggest smile on my face because I'm seeing your projects, but I'm seeing you guys. And it's very weird to have this relationship. And some of you I feel so connected to, and I know you guys feel the same. And there's some of you I interact with all the time. And it's kind of a one-sided relationship because I can't really see you guys because you guys are a screen name and I'm on the screen, you know? And so it was like, I was just so happy seeing everybody's face. I'm scrolling through, I'm just smiling from ear to ear. And I was like, that's what she looks like. That's, well, the guys that commented, the two guys that commented, I actually knew what they look like because they show pictures of themselves on their Instagram. But it was so cool. It was so cool. And I was just, it made me so happy. And I was sitting in the hotel room by myself because Mr. Cinnamon was playing taxi. He was driving them back and forth to the event. And I was just so happy. I was so happy. It made me so just joyous to see you guys. I don't know. It's the little things that make me so happy, you know? So if you don't know, there's a Facebook group. It is always linked in the description box below. I've also had quite a few of you ask about how to join memberships on the YouTube channel. And I'll tell you the difference between the Facebook memberships and the Facebook group and the memberships. The Facebook group was the original fan club, and it still kind of is. It's like the free version of the fan club. I post snippets over there. I post pictures of stuff as I'm making it, so you kind of get a preview of what I'm working on for the next week or whatever. I ask questions over there. What are you guys working on? There's always questions being asked and answered over there of either yarn questions or questions, or just everybody sharing their work with each other over there, and so that I can see what you guys are working on, which is fantastic. And I enjoy the Facebook group so much. And you are more likely to get a response from me in the Facebook group than anywhere else, because I'm there most frequently, or one of my moderators will say, hey, so-and-so had a question, can you pop on and answer it, which are my family members. And so that's the Facebook group. It's free. You have to answer the questions correctly or you're not going to get accepted. We are kind of a little bit strict and stringent over there with that, because we've had so many people pop on and try to spam the walls with their own business names, or like trying to like promote their channels or promote their own crochet business, and that's not what it's for. It's for me to be able to connect with you guys. That's the purpose of the group. Anything else just is not, it's not allowed. I don't even let a lot of promoting of other channels and stuff in there. There's a few that I let slide, but like mostly it's about me and me interacting with you guys and me seeing what you guys are creating from my designs, etc. But I don't mind sharing patterns. Well, you can't share links to patterns. I just don't want promoting of other people's stuff in there because it's a community for me to be able to talk with you guys, you know. So you have to agree to the rules, which means you're not going to self-promote, you're not going to promote anybody else, you're not going to spam the walls, you're not going to be offensive or argumentative, or like I've kicked people out because they got offended by somebody else saying the word hooker in reference to crochet people, and they started a big fuss that, you know, talking about all kinds of crazy stuff, political. That is not allowed over there. No political talk. Your beliefs are your beliefs. Nobody else needs to believe exactly what you believe. Respect each other. We don't talk about stuff that's not related to the channel or to crochet or whatever. And I just really want, it's like, I want it to be my community where I can interact with you guys more freely. And then a lot of people join and they have no idea who Cinnamon Stitches is. They just saw that it was a popular crochet group on Facebook, so they want to join and be a part of it. Well, if you don't know who I am, I don't accept you, because you're not going to know who I am to follow the rules, and you're not going to know that you have to follow the rules or I'm going to kick you out, period. So, I'm not a hard ass or anything like that, and nobody is over there. Like, we give you chances, we let you know, like, hey, that's not allowed. It's not a big deal. It's not like we're trying to, like, offend you that your post is not allowed. It's just there's rules and we stick to them. Whereas the memberships here on the YouTube are a paid service. It's $4.99 a month. It auto takes it out of your bank card, and it goes to Google, and then Google gives me a percentage of it. What you get here for the memberships, and you'll have to ask the other members if they think it's worth it or not, because I've had some that have been around for over a year now and they seem to really enjoy the membership content. It's a way to further support the channel, but also it's more behind the scenes. I do a weekly video that is more casual, more like, hey, what's going on, like this is what's happening today, or blog. Like I vlog the day, because I got corrected on that. And I do know the difference between blog and vlog, thank you. But I say blogging because I'm keeping track of what has happened during the day and I talk about it. And there's going to be a couple of those here and there, but also I let the members help me pick names for patterns. I let them help me pick yarns maybe, or colors. Or I ask their input frequently, like, hey, what do you think of this or this? What do you think about this? Well, do you guys have any opinions on this? Do you have any ideas for, like, if I have something coming up, like Lion Brand Week is coming up, do you have any ideas for this? Do you have any patterns that you want to see? And I ask this of the cinnamon buns, which are the paid members on the YouTube channel. So it's a totally different thing entirely. And so yeah, there's that. You can have free behind the scenes, you can have, but it's totally different. It's totally different. Or you have the paid membership where it's more, you get an extra video every single week. And they're usually about an hour long. And it's just me talking about sometimes personal things I might not feel comfortable talking about on the channel. Just because it's more, I know that the cinnamon buns are paying to be there behind the wall in the room with me. I know that they're less likely to be as judgmental as Joe Schmo in the public eye, who has views of this video in particular. So those are the difference between those, because I have had a lot of questions asking. And if you want to know how to join, because this has been another, I have been asked by so many people this week, how do I join on the YouTube? In the description box, there is a link that says to join memberships, click this. You click it, it will take you to a pop-out page, and there's a join button on there. And you just click the join button. If you are on an Apple device, that join button does not appear. I don't know what Apple has blocked off that doesn't let YouTube do that, but you have to log in on your computer to be able to join that way, because Apple blocks it. I've had a few people be like, I cannot figure this out. Where is the join button? And so I'd have to do a screenshot and say, click this. And then it takes them to an internet page. outside of the app of YouTube, and then you should be able to click the join button, and then it asks you for auto payment, and then it's $4.99 every month until you cancel. And that's how that works. So far we have around 150 members, and it's quaint and it's quiet, and there's not, I always, another perk of being a member here on YouTube is I see the little star, because they have colored stars for how long they've been a member, and the colored stars will always get a heart because it's only 120 people versus 36,000 people. And I try to answer their questions first and foremost, because that is like an extra benefit that you get for being a member, is like you get to the top of the line for comments of me reading them. I read every comment, and I don't try to ignore anybody. So if you don't get a question answered, I'm not trying to ignore you. Either I don't remember the answer, because sometimes people will comment on an old video that I did 2 years ago and be like, well, how do I do this and this? And I'm like, I don't remember unless I rewatch the video. So that most often is the case if it's an older video. But also sometimes it just gets passed up. And I have really strong spam blockers on here. So there are a lot of words that automatically take the comment to a spam situation, and I have to go through manually ever so often and manually approve the comments to be visual to me, just because maybe you use the word stupid or fat, or like I have those set up as bad words, so they automatically take those and put them in a spam folder. I also have an Instagram. I post on there occasionally, maybe once a week. It's not real, like I'm not real interactive on there, but a lot of people email me over there, and I'm able to respond to the emails over there easily, or more easy than if you email me at my email, because my email is so filled with junk from all these businesses trying to get a profit from Cinnamon Stitches. You would not believe how many people are like, hey, can you help sponsor this ad? Can we pay you to feature this product in your video? No, I don't do any of that. Like, I mean, I don't. I pick and choose who I want to work with. Premier Yarns, Lion Brand, Republic of Tea, Mary Maxim. That's it. If I find another company that I find interesting in the future, I mean, yeah, sure. But I don't need free stuff. I sure as heck don't need, what did they try to send me last week? They wanted to send me a piece of furniture. That was a couple $100. This was the stupidest thing. Couple $100 temporarily. They want to send it to me temporarily so that I could give a review on it and then send it back to them. No, that sounds insane to me. I'm not doing it. Anyway, check out this tea. I will post an Amazon link to that. Otherwise, taylorsofharrogate.com. It's the sweet rhubarb tea. It's really good. I also got an email from someone about the Taylors of Harrogate hot cinnamon tea, which I already have because it was gifted to me, I think last year. I have a big bag of it still. That is also a really good tea if you like the taste of cinnamon. It's a strong cinnamon flavor, and if you're not careful, it will be a little bit bitter. Like if you brew too much, it's too strong. But it is a really good tea for like the winter time. And I'm thinking cinnamon and caramel flavors go really well together. And I'm thinking next time I make the cinnamon tea, I could put a little splash of like sugar-free caramel syrup in it, or even vanilla to calm it down. That sounds delicious, doesn't it? Yeah. I'm getting ideas. Alright, future ideas for tea videos. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm going to let you go, and I will see you tomorrow. I still have no idea what's happening. I'm playing this week, but day by day. We're just kind of like going along with the flow and seeing what happens. Because I have ideas, but it's a matter of sitting down and finding the time to actually do the ideas, you know. But I'm going to let you guys go. Check out this tea. Thank you for the happy mail. Debbie, Diane, and Sarah, and whoever sent the other doll. Let me know in the comments who you are so I can thank you properly. Because these make me so happy. She smells like plastic. I'm surprised she smells like plastic because that box was tore up. She doesn't stink either. Usually old stuff, like these are from the 90s. Like usually they would stink. Anyway, my battery's dying. It's telling me to shut up. I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.